I want to ask you something. Have you ever been to a Walmart at 2 in the morning? Not on purpose, not because it was planned. I mean the kind of trip that happens because you could not sleep, or because you needed something and it could not wait, or because you were already out and the store was there and open and you needed milk or medicine or something you could not name. You just needed to be somewhere that was not your house. If you have, then you know the specific atmosphere of a large retail store in the middle of the night. The parking lot enormous and mostly empty. The fluorescent lights turning the asphalt a particular shade of pale that does not exist anywhere else. The automatic doors sliding open for you like you were expected. The store itself, 100,000 square feet of products and shelving and silence, staffed by maybe 3 people who are moving through it slowly, like they exist in a different time zone than the rest of the world. It is not scary, not exactly, but it is strange, the particular strangeness of a place that is built for crowds operating without them. I have made that late-night run more times than I can count. I will never make it again. What happened to me at the Walmart on Dixie Highway in Louisville, Kentucky at 2:13 in the morning on a Wednesday in August is something I have told exactly 4 people before deciding to tell it here. Every one of them said the same thing when I finished. They said, "Did you report it?" I did, for all the good it did. This is what happened.
I need to set the scene properly because the context matters. It was August, a Wednesday night, technically Thursday morning. I'd been at a friend's birthday gathering that had gone later than expected. I left around 1:45 a.m., headed home. My route home took me past the Walmart on Dixie Highway. I needed Tylenol. I had a headache building behind my eyes the way headaches do when you have been in a loud place for several hours and had 2 drinks and not enough water. The Walmart was right there, open 24 hours. I had been there 100 times. I pulled into the parking lot at 2:13 a.m. I want you to picture this parking lot. It holds maybe 600 cars on a busy day. At 2:13 a.m., there were 11 vehicles scattered across it. I counted on my way in because I always notice things like that. It is just how my brain works. 11 cars. 3 of them clustered near the entrance, employees, I assumed. The others spread across the lot with no logic, the way cars park when there is no one to organize them. I parked in the 3rd row from the entrance. Not close, not far. Habit. I got out of my car. The parking lot was silent except for the fluorescent lights on the underside of the lot canopy making that specific low hum that parking lot lights make, and the distant sound of traffic from Dixie Highway, a car passing every minute or so at that hour. I walked toward the entrance, and that was when I first noticed the man by the gas station. The Walmart on Dixie Highway has a Murphy USA gas station at the far end of the parking lot, not attached to the store, separate structure, maybe 200 feet from the main entrance. At 2 a.m. it was closed, the pumps accessible, but the small kiosk office dark. The man was standing beside a pump, not using the pump, not near his car. There was no car at that pump or anywhere near it, just standing beside a pump at a closed gas station at 2 a.m., looking at me. I noticed him the way you notice something that is slightly wrong. Your eyes move past it and then come back. I looked at the gas station. I looked at the man. He was facing in my direction. In that parking lot light, it was hard to make out details, but he was adult male, average height, dark clothing, standing still by a pump at 2 a.m. I told myself he was waiting for someone. I told myself he had car trouble. I told myself any number of things, and I kept walking toward the entrance, and the doors slid open, and I went inside.
Inside the Walmart at 2 a.m. If you know, you know. The overhead fluorescent lights running at full power over empty aisles. The specific smell of a big box store, plastic and cardboard, and something faintly chemical. The sound of distant machinery, refrigeration units, HVAC, the low hum of a building that never actually sleeps. 2 employees visible from where I entered, one near the self-checkout lanes, doing something with a register, one far back in what looked like the grocery section, moving with a cart. Neither of them looked at me. I went to the pharmacy section. Tylenol. That was all I needed. The pharmacy section is toward the back of the store. I moved through the main aisle, that long central artery that runs the length of the store, and I was maybe halfway back when I had the feeling. I want to be careful about this because I know how it sounds. The feeling was this, that I was being followed. Not a noise, not something I saw, just that particular awareness that the space behind you is occupied in a way it was not a moment ago. The kind of thing your body notices before your conscious mind does. I stopped, pretended to look at something on a shelf. Cleaning products, I remember, a row of Lysol cans. And I turned slightly so I could see behind me. The aisle was empty. The main artery behind me was empty as far as I could see. I stood there for a moment. Nothing, just the fluorescent hum and the distant refrigeration and the vast quiet of the store. I told myself I was tired and slightly headachy, and my nervous system was running hot from a long evening. I kept walking toward the pharmacy section. I found the Tylenol in under a minute, grabbed a bottle, turned to head back toward the front. The man from the gas station was standing at the end of the aisle, 30 feet away, looking directly at me. I want to be precise about what I mean when I say looking directly at me. I mean not browsing, not passing through, not checking his phone or looking at a shelf, standing at the end of the aisle, facing down it, still. The same stillness he had shown at the gas station. I recognized the clothing, dark jacket, same build, same height. He had followed me inside. I did not freeze. I want to give my body credit for that. Something in my nervous system made a decision before my brain fully processed what was happening. I turned left out of the pharmacy aisle, away from where he was standing, and I walked quickly into the next aisle over. Health and beauty, long row of shampoo and conditioner. I walked to the middle of it, and I stopped and I listened. Footsteps, soft, moving. I walked to the end of the health and beauty aisle and turned right and went up toward the front of the store, not running, walking fast, the kind of walking that is almost running, but maintains the plausible fiction that everything is fine. I passed the end of an aisle and I glanced down it. He was there, in the middle of that aisle, facing me. I do not know how he had gotten there before me. The geometry did not make sense. He should have been behind me, not parallel to me, not already positioned in the next aisle over. I stopped pretending everything was fine. I walked directly to the self-checkout area where I had seen the employee. She was a woman, maybe 35. Name tag said Patricia. She was doing something with a till. I walked up to her and I said quietly, "There is a man in the store who has been following me. He was outside at the gas station when I came in, and now he's been in 2 aisles I've gone into." She looked at me. She looked at the store behind me. She said, "Let me get the manager." The manager on duty was a man named Gerald. He came from the back within 2 minutes. He was calm and professional, the kind of calm that comes from having managed a 24-hour store long enough to have seen a lot of things. I described the man. Dark jacket, average height, standing still in aisles, had been outside at the gas station before I came in. Gerald radioed to the other employee in the store, the one in the grocery section, asked them to do a walk of the store. He also did something I was grateful for without being told. He positioned himself between me and the rest of the store while we waited, just stood there, a human barrier. The other employee came back on the radio 2 minutes later. He said the store was clear. He had walked every aisle, no one matching that description. Gerald looked at me. I said, "He was there. He was in 2 aisles. I saw him clearly both times." Gerald said, "I believe you. These things happen. Do you want me to walk you to your car?" I said yes. Gerald walked me out, held the door, walked me across the parking lot to my car. We both looked at the gas station on the way past. No one there. The pumps standing empty under the lights, the kiosk dark. I got in my car. Gerald waited until I started the engine. I waved and he went back inside. I sat in my car for a moment before I pulled out. And then I looked in my rearview mirror. The man in the dark jacket was standing at the edge of the lot, at the far boundary where the lot met the street. He had not left through the front entrance. I had been with Gerald the whole time. We would have seen him. He must have gone out through one of the side exits or the garden center. He was standing at the edge of the lot, looking at my car. I drove home without stopping. Every red light felt like a trap. I checked my mirrors so many times I lost count. He did not follow me home. At least, not that I saw. I called Louisville Metro Police when I got home. The officer who took my report over the phone was professional. He asked the right questions: description, timeline, whether the man had said anything or touched me or made an explicit threat. He had not said anything. He had not touched me. The threat, if that is the right word, had been entirely in the pattern of his behavior. The gas station, the 2 aisles, the parking lot exit. The officer said without an explicit threat or physical contact, there was limited action they could take. He filed a report. He said they could flag it to increase patrol frequency in that area. He said, and I remember this clearly, he said, "Trust your instincts next time. What you described is a pattern of behavior that we see in the lead-up to more serious incidents." Lead-up to more serious incidents. I have thought about those words many times since. I went back to the Walmart on Dixie Highway exactly once after that night, in the daytime, with a friend. I needed something the store near my apartment did not carry. We went in the middle of a Saturday afternoon with hundreds of other people. I checked the gas station before I went inside. I checked it 3 times. I have not made a late-night run to any store since that Wednesday in August. I know that sounds like an overreaction. I know that one encounter, one strange man standing too still in too many places, is not a reason to restructure your life around. But the officer's words stayed with me. Lead up to more serious incidents. He had seen it before. The man at the gas station, the man in the aisles, the pattern of someone studying a target, learning a routine, following without yet acting. He had seen where that pattern goes, and I decided I did not need to see it.
I want to tell you something about late-night retail environments that I have thought about a lot since that night. They are, by design, one of the most isolating public spaces that exist. During the day, a Walmart is a crowd. There are people everywhere. If something went wrong, if you screamed, if you ran, if you needed help, there would be 30 people within earshot. At 2 a.m., there are 3 employees and maybe 2 other customers spread across 100,000 square feet. You are functionally alone. The fluorescent lights and the open layout create the feeling of visibility, the feeling that you can see everything and therefore nothing can hide. But 100,000 square feet has hundreds of aisles and corners and sections and blind spots. The health and beauty aisle, the auto section in the back corner,
the garden center entrance, the sporting goods section near the rear exit. A person who knows that store, who has spent time in it, who has mapped it, can move through it in ways that feel geometrically impossible to someone who is just there for Tylenol. That is how he was already in the aisle beside me. He knew the store. He had been there before, maybe many times. And I cannot help but wonder, how many other people he had followed through that store on a Wednesday night at 2 a.m. How many people had felt the same thing I felt in the pharmacy aisle and had told themselves they were tired and imagining things and had not said anything to Patricia at the self-checkout and had walked to their car alone. I wonder how many of those people made it home without incident. I think most of them did. I think most encounters like mine end the way mine did, with him watching from the edge of a parking lot as headlights pull away. But the officer said, lead up. Not the incident, the lead up to it, meaning sometimes the headlights do not pull away fast enough. I am going to tell you the things I wish I had known before that night. The first thing is this: your instinct is faster than your reasoning. When I walked past the gas station and saw him standing there, something in my body registered that it was wrong before my brain had finished explaining it away. That first registration, that flicker of wrongness, was correct. Trust it sooner. Do not wait for confirmation. Do not wait until he is at the end of your aisle. If something feels wrong in a parking lot, get back in your car. The second thing, find an employee immediately. Not in a minute, not after you have confirmed your suspicion by checking one more aisle. The moment something feels wrong, find a staff member. Tell them what you noticed. Let them respond. A manager walking the store takes 3 minutes. 3 minutes is nothing. I waited until the second aisle sighting to find Patricia. I should have gone to the front of the store the moment I felt that presence behind me in the main aisle. The third thing, do not walk to your car alone. I asked Gerald to walk me out. That was the right thing to do. Any store employee at any hour will do this if you ask. It is their job. It is part of their training. You do not have to explain yourself extensively. I'm a little uncomfortable. Can someone walk me to my car is enough. Do not be embarrassed to ask. Being embarrassed is not a reason to walk across a dark parking lot alone. The fourth thing, if someone follows you into a store, they may have been watching you before you noticed it. The man at the gas station had seen me park, had seen me get out of my car, had seen which direction I walked, and had made a decision about me before I ever registered that he existed. Which means, by the time I noticed him, I was already, in whatever calculation he was making, already a person of interest to him. I do not know what he wanted. I will never know. But I know this: he was not at that gas station at 2 a.m. because he needed gas. He was there because people come out of Walmarts at 2 a.m. alone, and most of them are not paying attention. Pay attention. Trust the thing your body knows before your brain catches up. And if you ever have the option, if it is possible at all, do not make that late-night run alone. Go in the day, go with someone, or do not go at all. Because some places at some hours belong to people you do not want to meet, and they know you are coming long before you see them. Stay safe and pay attention. Always pay attention.